All right, welcome to Dual Redundancy's 12th annual Emmy prediction special, where you can hear all the latest about the 74th Primetime Emmy Awards from too many hosts with exactly the same predictions. I'm one of those hosts, David Allen, and another one is
John Berwick, and a third one is
Kyle Bridger. I would say that I am the HBO to John's Netflix, and Dave, you can be CBS.
CBS.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, yeah. So I see what you're trying to do here. Obviously, those two are leading the pack in nominations at the Emmy Awards. How many did CBS get here? How many did we?
I think it says
The 29. I'll
29,
take it.
but of the major ones, it says 2 over there. So
of the major ones, and that is what we're going to be talking about tonight specifically. Actually, the major nominations, the ones that you're going to see on the big ceremony on September 12th on NBC and on Peacock. It's a double header. You can watch it either which way you want. The 74th Primetime Emmy Awards. Now, these Emmy Awards, before we get started here, we should mention are for programs that were from June 1st, 2021 to May 31st, 2022. So a lot of recent stuff. Technically, the back half of Better Call Saul, not eligible this year. It's the first half. House of the Dragon, we're in the middle of that right now. Not even on this at all because that's next year. So just during that time period. And we're going to be talking about predictions tonight because a few episodes ago, in episode 391, that's where we did our nomination reaction special. So we reacted to all the nominees like the day or two after those nominations came out back in July. Then just a couple weeks ago, we kind of compiled all of our Emmy nominated shows, all of the reviews that we did in episode 396. So those are 2 episodes you can listen to before this one if you want, just to get into that mindset. But again, tonight is predictions, and we are live on Twitch. We got the replay going on YouTube. That's probably the best way to watch this because we got graphics, we got, info, polls and graphs and just different things going on. So definitely check it out. We got John here directing it on Twitch. So let's start off with the top story. Succession leads the pack with nominations with 25, followed by Ted Lasso and The White Lotus with 20. Those are your leaders in the drama, comedy, and limited series categories. And then we have Hacks and Only Murders in the Building with 17, and then Euphoria right after that with 16. But if you look at just the major nominations, and again, that's what we're talking about tonight, the top awards that you're going to see during the broadcast, it's the same 3 shows at the top. Succession leads with 12, White Lotus with 11, Ted Lasso with 10. And if we go by network, this is Kyle's opening line here. It's always the HBO Netflix back and forth for the total nomination crown. Last year, the HBO Max led Netflix just by 1, but this year it's a lot more. HBO and the HBO Max group there led with 140 nominations, followed by Netflix with 105. And then you have Hulu with a good showing with 58 for third. Thoughts on this, Kyle? This makes sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, this makes sense. Netflix out of sheer quantity, probably more than anything. But yeah, I mean, you see what's happening to some of the HBO Max catalog. It's a shame because they pump out good content. But
if they disappear and they're no longer on the service, are they still Emmy eligible?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
well, they aired while they're on the service back in.
Okay.
But can you access them if you're a voter?
I don't know.
I don't know. That would be weird. But yeah, I think all this makes sense. Surprise showing for Hulu, but yeah, some of their content's good. So
yeah, they
I think
really good year with Only Murders and The Dropout, Pam and Tommy, Dope Sick.
And then I really think if you include like the FX on Hulu too, it's a bigger.
Yeah, it's interesting how things are like separated here because you got FX and you got Hulu separated on this graph here, but HBO and HBO Max are together. I did see people saying, well, that's because that's the only reason they beat Netflix. Well, if you actually move the HBO Max stuff from that total, HBO still beats Netflix 108 to 105. So either way, they got the crown this year. Not That's Netflix. They have The Crown, but not this year. That was last year's Emmys for The Crown. But we're going to do our predictions now. We're ready for the predictions. And last few years, we've been doing joint predictions. It's just, I had my big win in 2018 and I retired and I said, you know what? No more Emmy solo predictions. I'm going out on top. We'll save the competition for the Oscars with the good, bad, and watchable. But we're going to do limited series first. We're going to go through limited series, then drama, then comedy. And with limited series, I think one of the things we got to kind of do the homework first is talk about The White Lotus, because a lot of people are probably wondering, how is it even eligible to be a limited series when it's coming back for a second season in October? Well, back in December, Variety had this article and they clarified that a limited series has a story arc that must be completely resolved within its season, with no ongoing storyline or main characters in future seasons, and that future seasons of a limited series must cover completely new ground, requiring no knowledge of the events of the previous season. So when you first hear that, it's like, okay, White Lotus coming back, season 2, you got Jennifer Coolidge coming back as the same character. It's a drama. Not so fast. In March, the Television Academy did allow it to enter the limited series race. They said, in this case, the reappearance of a subsequent season of one character from a large ensemble does not prohibit eligibility based on Academy's main criteria for a limited series. So because she was just one in a ensemble, it works. Like maybe if she was entered as a lead actress, they'd be like, oh, well, she's a lead. You can do that, but it was some fancy paperwork.
I mean, if you could make it any way you wanted it to, if you just want them to be able to, get into a certain category. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
HBO, didn't they do this again with what was it, the Big Little Lies? Limited series. We're only doing one of these, and then it's like we got our Emmys. Hey, let's do a season 2.
Yeah.
Same when there was rumblings about Mayor of Easttown, maybe after, future seasons of Mayor of Easttown. She was definitely a lead, but I don't know. We'll see.
That just gets into, I don't know, weird, dangerous territory. I don't know.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe that'll, turn some people off, and, those rule followers doing their Emmy votes be like, no, this is a drama series. It's not eligible for a limited series. I'm not marking it. But
also it increases their chances of winning, I think, in this category than,
I mean, especially just going against other HBO shows in the drama category. It's stacked with HBO property, let alone other good drama series. But all right, enough paperwork, enough rules. Let's start with our predictions. We're going to start off with supporting actor in a limited series or TV movie. And again, we're not going to read off all the names tonight. It's just it's all there in the video feed. You can look at the names, who's eligible. Again, that's the best way to watch this tonight. Who's our will win, Kyle?
Our will win for supporting actor is Murray Bartlett from The White Lotus. Do you want me to say the dark horse now?
Yeah, so we have a will win, and then we also have a dark horse, kind of like a second place, maybe somebody to watch out for on Emmy night.
So our dark horse for this category is Peter Sarsgaard from Dope Sick. So a lot of a certain couple of shows here. I'm not familiar with Dope Sick too much, but I think we both think that Murray Bartlett's he should win this. Yeah. No doubt.
He's my will win and he's my should win. He's my heart pick and my head pick.
Yeah. So I think he's going to get rewarded. He had a great series. And he was fantastic on the show. So yeah, I think he deserves it.
Yeah. And I think we're going to have a constant storyline when we're talking about these limited series categories tonight. It's going to be White Lotus versus Dope Sick. And I think White Lotus right now has the lead, has the momentum. Just don't bet against it on Emmy night. I looked up some past awards for Murray here. He won the Critics' Choice Award already this season, and he was nominated in the Screen Actors Guild category for drama. Now, because what they do at the SAG Awards, or actually, I take that back. He was in for limited, but what they do is they have lead and supporting players all in one category. So it's really hard for a supporting character to make it into the big leagues of the top 5 or 6 of all limited performances. And he managed to make it into that category. So he definitely has a lot of momentum. And the only thing, I mean, I guess, we'll talk a little bit about the possibility of vote splits tonight, because there's a lot of actors in all these categories that are from the same show. A lot we're going to see tonight. I mean, in this category alone, we have 3 guys from The White Lotus, 3 from Dope Sick, and then you have Seth Rogen from Pam and Tommy. So I don't know. Will they all cancel each other out, and will Seth Rogen take the win? I don't know. But I just think, just go with White Lotus, and that's a good safe bet.
Yeah. But I would say of the 3 from White Lotus, I mean, the other 2 do a great job, but I just think it's Murray Bartlett all the way. Like if you watch the show, he is the guy, so I don't think the vote split is going to matter too much, but you never know.
And that exact same thing you just said, I will repeat that for our next one: supporting actress in a limited series or TV movie. I'll just say it right off the top. White Lotus was her, and it's Jennifer Coolidge. That's our will win. And then our dark horse, we went with somebody from Dope Sick, Caitlin Dever. And for this, it's just like, as you said, like of the nominees in this category from White Lotus, the other 2 people in that supporting actor one are not going to beat Murray, and the other 2 are not going to beat actually the other 3 in this category. No, wait, they are 4. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4.
Yeah, there's 5 White Lotus women in this category. Yes. And then 2 from Dope Sick. So again, all those of just the 5 White Lotus people, it's going to be Jennifer Coolidge. Again, one of the Critics' Choice, was nominated in that SAG category. She's having this kind of career comeback moment, and she's coming back for season 2.
Yeah, which is just kind of ironic, because you say, oh, she was the show kind of thing. This was her comeback, and now she's like a through line. This should be considered a drama but whatever. But yeah, you're right. I think it's hers to lose in this category.
Yeah, and then I'm not familiar with Dope Sick, but I just know of Caitlin Dever's work, whether it's from Booksmart or that Netflix series. Forgetting the name of it, but it was a really powerful, dramatic performance she gave in that series. I'm trying to remember what it's called live on the podcast. Anyone can?
I don't remember.
I'm trying.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to see it real quick. Am I doing it quickly enough? Unbelievable. There we go. Unbelievable was the name of that Netflix drama. But
Unbelievable. You didn't have it, man.
I didn't have it, but. All right, those are the supporting categories. Let's go to the lead categories, and let's go to lead actor in a limited series or TV movie. This one is a little bit tougher here. You got some Oscar nominated, Oscar winners probably in this mix. I mean, you got some big movie stars,
big
in
names
this category.
Yep.
Kyle, but where are we gonna go for lead actor?
So lead actor in a limited series, we are gonna go. Our will win is Michael Keaton for Dope Sick, and our dark horse is Andrew Garfield for Under the Banner of Heaven. It's wild that, with how TV is these days, that we can say those 2 names in this type of, in television shows. It's wild.
Yeah. 5-10 years ago, it would have been like Andrew Garfield, Oscar Isaac, Colin Firth, King's Speech. Like, there's just, it's wild. They're all coming to do limited series. That's the thing now.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're going Michael Keaton. Again, we haven't seen Dope Sick. That's kind of our one blind spot when it comes to the Emmys. But it's like, again, Oscar nominee. I mean, he's Batman. He's already won the SAG award. He's won the Golden Globe award for this category. And I think it's like, that's his show again. Like, he's kind of leading this show that everyone really likes. And here we don't have any White Lotus cast members. They're all in the supporting categories. But I think for Dark Horse, we went with Garfield just because, I mean, there's so much recent love for him, whether it's from Spider-Man to Tick, Tick, Boom. He's been everywhere this award season, and he was that show. And I think of the other shows, that's probably one of the more popular ones. I mean, Oscar Isaac's there for Scenes from a Marriage. Himish Patel from Station 11. I love Station 11. It's just, I don't know how many other people have seen it. Colin Firth was in The Staircase. So it's kind of like, of all those shows, I feel like Under the Banner of Heaven had a lot of more press. And obviously, just being like the face of that show, that was him.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. He was the face of that show. It showcased his talent. I don't know if a lot of people saw what was it, Scenes from Marriage? Is that what Oscar Isaac? I don't know.
I don't know anyone who's seen.
Yeah. So scenes. That Sebastian Stan is great, but I just think it's going to go more towards Garfield's way. Yeah. And he's just a shining star right now. So I could see that him sneaking in. It's one of those things.
Yeah, and I feel like something with Oscar Isaac or even Sebastian Stan, their shows were kind of like these like double headers. So you had Jessica Chastain with Oscar Isaac, you had obviously Lily James with Sebastian Stan. So it's like they kind of shared the lead of it all. Maybe some people, I really liked his performance, but I don't like that one. And I think Pam and Tommy was much more polarizing, just overall. And we'll get to Lily James in the next category. But there might be some other things like holding that show back when it comes to some Emmy wins. But yeah, so I think Michael Keaton here with the possibility of Andrew Garfield as the dark horse. But again, this is a some A-list people in here.
Yeah,
some heavy hitters, but
pretty big time category. Yeah.
All right. So let's now go to lead actress in a limited series or TV movie. And again, another stacked category, but our will win is The Dropout's Amanda Seyfried. And then our dark horse will be Lily James from Pam and Tommy. And I know I kind of talked Kyle into it a little bit. I know you are a Lily James fan, at least of the Pam and Tommy versus The Dropout. So I don't know if you want to speak on that.
I think it's more just like a heart pick. I just think she did a great job with the performance and added like layers and depths to it, like how Pam was probably feeling back in that time. So I think she did a good job with that. Amanda Seyfried is for the I can't remember the name of the show. What is the name of the show?
Dropout.
Yeah, The Dropout. I didn't love her portrayal is great, but I just didn't love it. You know what I mean? You said it was spot on. So
yeah, it was one of those things where I was like, okay, because she's learning this very specific voice throughout the show, and when you hear the final version, it is this weird voice that the person she's based it all off was doing. She was a character, so she nailed that whole part here. So
I just think I'm also going in my head too. I think in my mind, I don't know, the Pam and Tommy show was more popular, so maybe more eyes than, but I don't know.
Yeah, and for me, I will say though, I think it might have like more of like the buzz factor. I feel like if I probably pulled up the Rotten Tomato score
of course
Dropout versus Pam and Tommy, I think Dropout was more widely acclaimed.
Yes.
And if you just even look at like Emmy nominations, I believe alone, I could be wrong. I would have to double check. And I'm worried for Lily James that, I think a lot of people, when they talk about that performance, they also talk about the makeup and the hairstyling and the costuming, and it could get lost in all that, where it's like, oh, it was just the makeup and the costume that made her that way, which it wasn't. I mean, she did a great performance as Pam Anderson, but I think other people might get lost in that. Instead, I looked up Amanda Seyfried has won the Hollywood TV Critics and was nominated in this kind of, I talked about the SAG category, how competitive that is. There's another version of that at the TCA Awards, which is even more competitive. For them, they do all of drama together, and they combine all the drama performances from limited, from drama series. They also put all the male nominees, all the female nominees, all the supporting nominees, all the lead nominees. So it's like a top 10 for drama, top 10 for comedy. And she was one of the 10 nominated. So it's like, okay, well, she's, can make it in the top 10 just of overall drama.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big deal there. And who knows, though? They love Julia Garner, and he was putting on a voice in that Inventing Anna too. So
yeah,
if they like weird voices,
maybe. I just saw it said 6 nominations for The Dropout and 10 for Pam and Tommy. So
okay, they got a few more.
So yeah, I don't know. But this category again is stacked. I wouldn't be surprised to see, anything happen, but all these categories, man, a lot of good people. We knew this year was going to be tough.
It is so much stronger than last year's like weird pandemic thing. We joked about it like last year, but like, and again, no offense to these shows, but like when Cobra Kai and Emily in Paris are up for outstanding comedy series along, and it's just, what are we doing? Like, it's just, those are the top 6 comedies in all of television. And also, how is Cobra Kai comedy? But
yeah,
but all right, we got one more limited series category to talk about, and that is limited or anthology series. 5 nominees. We can read these off. They're quick. Dopesick, The Dropout, Inventing Anna, Pam and Tommy, and The White Lotus. Is this going to surprise anyone, Kyle? What's our will win and dark horse? We've said it about 8 times tonight.
So our will win is White Lotus, and our dark horse is Dopesick.
Yeah, it's just,
it's still in our minds. It was on last summer, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
forever
ago.
Full
summer ago, I believe.
Yeah, and it's still all of the performances.
That theme music is still stuck in my head. Yeah. I love it.
It's like, this is a show that stuck out for the entire year, and it deserves to win based on that. I do want to check out Dopesick, though. It's probably unfair of us to, judge, but I just think The White Lotus is just so strong in all types of categories. So,
and it was just, White Lotus leads just limited series with 20 overall nominations, 11 major nominations. Dopesick is the next one behind that with 14 overall, 9 major nominations. And then there's 1 or 2 of those limited series that probably don't even belong on that list. I remember complaining in that nomination reaction special. I'm like, give me Midnight Mass, give me Station 11, give me, there's so many miniseries that we can add to that list. But it's just, White Lotus is such a buzzed about show. People are excited for season 2. And again, will there be some rule sticklers doing their Emmy voting, being like, well, it's just coming back, I'm not counting it as a limited series? I don't think so. I don't think there's that many that are going to do that. I think they're going to still celebrate White Lotus.
I do as well. It was too good to make an example of or something like that. It's just, it's too good for that. So
yeah. So I think what we're gonna, just to kind of set things up for drama and comedy, a trend I've been seeing with the Emmys just in the last few years, I feel like they go all in on like the same 2 or 3 shows. Maybe it's because there's like hundreds of shows now. Like, there's so many shows that, like, well, we've all seen these 10, and these are the only 10 we're going to reward. And because like last year, 5 series really took all the awards, just 5 TV shows out of the hundreds that were eligible. The Crown took all 7 major wins in drama. Ted Lasso and Hacks pretty much shared comedy with 4 and 3. And then Mayor of Easttown and Queen's Gambit split limited series. Those were the only shows that really picked up acting, writing, directing series. That was it. And I feel like the same thing's going to happen here. White Lotus, maybe Dopesick, but then Succession and Ted Lasso, and maybe Abbott Elementary and Squid Game. Like, those are going to be the headlines. I feel like just overall, like the same. There might be 1 or 2 other ones.
I think there'll be 1 or 2 surprises because, like we said, last year was kind of down. So it would make sense that everything is all in on one if the year is down. I also
think that, like, in that year, like, they had more time to watch TV because everyone was home. but they picked, nope, we only watched these 3 shows during the pandemic. The rest of the time we were making bread. Like,
But you could say that the shows that were watchable this year were much stronger than
definitely,
last year.
100%,
So
100%. Yeah. And that'll lead right into drama. And we're going to talk about supporting actor in a drama series first. We got our nominees here. And we got, I would leave, let's see, 3 from Succession, 2 from Severance, 2 from Squid Game, and 1 from The Morning Show. And we're going all in on Succession. Our will win, Kieran Culkin, our dark horse, Matthew McFadyen. This was another tough one. This was a tough one. I know I pushed Kyle to lead with Culkin, with McFadyen, our dark horse. It's just, and I loved his performance as Tom. It's just, I feel like, thinking back to it, I think Culkin just had the more like kind of showy performance. That whole, we forget, but man, that scene when he sends his dad that photo, the range of emotions he goes through, the pale white face he has, like, and then even just like the finale where like he goes up to Jerry, like a spoiler alert here, but it's just like, and they have this whole thing, Jerry, come on, it's like, but how does this benefit me? Tell me, Roman, how does this benefit me? And so there's so much going on with that performance. He won the Critics' Choice in this category earlier this year, so that's why I was giving Culkin the lead in this. But this one's tough. I think it could be between those 2 Succession guys, and then you brought up, Kyle, it could be the Severance guys as well.
Yeah, because I was thinking of how with Emmy night, we tend to find out on the night of, where the voters were kind of thinking. So I think it's feasible that you do see these Severance guys, because Severance was a very, very popular show when it was on, unique subject matter. So I think it got a lot of people talking, and it was really well produced and all of those things. So I could see it sneaking in there. And even Squid Game too. I mean, you just have really
phenomenon,
really strong shows here.
And watch, we've been talking about those 3, and we'll get a vote split, and it'll be the one guy from The Morning Show.
Yep.
But I mean, he has won before. He has won for The Morning Show before.
I just think that everyone else is I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I think for me, of the two Severance guys, I think I would go to Turo. I think he just had more to do.
Yeah.
But
I agree with that. But my whole thought process on Matthew McFadyen possibly winning, I agree with everything you're saying about Kieran Culkin. But this season was, I think, really about Matthew McFadyen's character and how he evolved. And,
I just always remember that they're always like late to the party kind of thing. Like they'll give Matthew McFadyen like his in season 5 or 4 when it's it was actually about Sarah Snook's character, it's always like off the.
Yeah, it was just a really, really strong season for him. And he's just a great actor overall, man. I would like to see him win, but I would totally understand if Kieran Culkin wins, because that scene is so good. It's like the first, like I remember us sending the tweets back and forth and the memes and all that. It's just great.
Yeah, but all right, let's now move to supporting actress in a drama series. And again, a couple of Succession people. I think we actually a little bit spread out. Yellow Jackets, Euphoria, Ozark, Squid Game, and of course Better Call Saul. Where are we going?
So our will win is going to be Julia Garner for Ozark, and our dark horse is Ray Seahorn for Better Call Saul.
We're giving the dark horse, John. Okay, we're worried, and we love Ray Seahorn. It's just after years of not getting in, it's like, will this be like? Did she just make it into this category? Like, is it just like a happy consolation prize? I don't know, but the timing is good. Could be perfect for her. She had the Waterworks episode, the big
Mhm.
moment everyone's been sharing from that episode. I won't go too specific on that.
Not
What
eligible, but
but not eligible. But it kind of helps though, because
Yeah.
Breaking Bad's final season, it won for parts A and B, but it helped that part B, those final episodes were airing during the eligibility period and the voting for part A. So it could be like this effect of, oh yeah, and so yeah, so the timing of that was pretty good, but I just think the the Emmys love Ozark, and they
They
specifically
do.
love Julia Gardner.
Yeah, they do. They do. I really would like to see Ray Seahorn win this, but I agree. I think it could go back Julia Garner's way, and she does a great job in Ozark. Who can complain? But I would like to see it go to somebody new, you know. But I wouldn't be surprised with Patricia Arquette maybe
Yeah.
sneaking in here because they love her too.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
she won before, I believe, for Escape at Dannemora, I believe. But yeah, Julie Garner has won this category twice before for Ozark. Uh, and she's also nominated for Inventing Anna, so she could get an Inventing Anna nom. She could, anything's possible. And of course, she had it's the final season of Ozark. You had the moment that was also shared. You're gonna have to kill me.
yeah.
So it's just like, yeah.
Yeah,
So
dude.
it's
Last
a
season, it makes sense. It makes sense.
could
I think it's
happen.
a solid choice.
All right.
Although my heart is Ray
Yes.
Seahorn all day.
Yeah. Will win. Julia Garner, dark horse. Ray Seahorn. This one's gonna be tough. Lead actor in a drama series. This one is
Yeah.
tough. This one is tough. Okay. Where do we even begin, Kyle? I'm gonna switch it on me. So you say the names because I'm gonna switch it probably again. I switched this with Kyle like 3 or 4 times.
Okay. So you want me to do the lead actor in a
Yes,
drama
lead
series?
actor. Rip
Okay.
off the band-aid. Who is it?
So our will win is Lee Jung Jae, and our dark horse is Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
But
It could be anybody.
yeah, it really could be
anybody.
They could reward Jason Bateman for a final year.
They love Ozark. They love Bateman. I remember the surprise reaction when he won for directing, I believe. It's possible.
Yeah. Adam Scott could sneak in if the love for Severance is there, because he put in a fantastic performance. I mean, he's flopping, from work land to real life. It's a big thing. So I don't know. And then we were also considering Brian Cox, who had that moment, is on the other end of that Kieran Culkin, moment. And we see him kind of scared in the beginning episodes. And, it's, dude, it could go anyway.
It's such a tough category. I mean, you have just Brian Cox and Jeremy Strong alone.
Mm-hmm.
That's a race. That is a competitive race.
Mm-hmm.
They're both so good, and I love Jeremy Strong's performance. He has won before but it's like I was seeing research pointing to Cox for Brian Cox for his turn to win an Emmy. But then I also was looking at some of the past wins for Lee Jung Jae, who won Critics' Choice, Hollywood Critics, Independent Spirit Awards, the SAG actor. I mean, he won already Screen Actors Guild. So it's like he has the hardware. He could win for that performance. And then obviously Bob Odenkirk, as I mentioned with Ray Seahorn, the finale was during this voting period. There is so much goodwill for him, deservedly so, from the last 6 seasons of Saul, for everything that he went through this last year to get back to the set of Saul. Like, this is a very tough category. This one could go any which way. Don't put your money on this one.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, it's a tough one. But they're all fantastic performances.
Yep. Yeah, so right now, that's where we're going. That's where we're feeling. But ask me tomorrow, I'm changing it again.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, lead actress in a drama series is next. it could be, I got maybe a top 3, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say that our will win right now is a previous winner, Zendaya. And then our dark horse is Melanie Linsky from Yellow Jackets. And I would say our third possibility, our second dark horse, Laura Linney for Ozark.
Mm-hmm.
That's our top 3 right now.
Yeah. So I thought Laura Linney could sneak in there. You get the final season. Although I didn't like her character, she plays it
Yeah.
very, very well. So I could see her sneaking in there. And I know that they love Ozark. So that was my thinking there. Yellow Jackets is a blind spot for me. But Zendaya is putting in a solid performance for Euphoria. She is the show. I mean, especially now with
with everyone
leaving. So she is the show. And she does go there with her acting. So yeah.
People love Zendaya. She won before in a much bigger, flashier second season. I could easily see a win there. I had Melanie as a dark horse. I have seen Yellow Jackets. I feel like that's also a very buzzy show right now. A lot of people are into Yellow Jackets.
Yeah.
She won the Critics' Choice and the Hollywood Critics Award in this category just recently. So again, she has some hardware on the shelf already. And then, Laura Linney, I mean, it's just the Ozark factor. The Emmys love Ozark. She's never won for Ozark, but she has 4 other Emmy wins dating back to like 2002. So she has awards. They love her, but not yet for Ozark, but it could be the 4th time here.
Yeah, and the other like Sandra Oh, Jodie Comer, we love them, but I think the goodwill for Killing Eve is gone. So I just don't see them winning. And Reese Witherspoon, did she already win for this?
I don't know. I don't think she's won before. This would be the second season. I feel like this is her first nomination because I feel like Jennifer Aniston. I think the big story was Jennifer Aniston was nominated over her, and then that's I think when Zendaya won her first time. I believe. Okay. But
so it could be a similar situation. She wins again over her, nominated.
But yeah, I just feel like there's you mentioned the lack of goodwill on Killing Eve. I don't know if there's much goodwill really with the morning show from what I've heard of season 2, but all right, one last category to talk about in drama, and that is outstanding drama series. And those nominees are Better Call Saul, Euphoria, Ozark, Severance, Squid Game, Stranger Things, Succession, and Yellow Jackets. All right, John, don't get mad at us too much yet. But what's our will win and our dark horse?
So our will win is going to be Succession, and our dark horse is going to be Squid Game.
Yes, those are our top 2. It's a very, any of those nominees could probably do it, but it's just Succession leads nominations across the board for all the. It has the most nominations for any series this year, comedy, drama, limited. It's well liked, especially in the industry. It has the HBO for your consideration budget. There's multiple people in each category. Like even in the director's category, where normally each show has 1, there's 3 for Succession. There's so much just Emmy love for Succession. That's where we're going with that. And then, Squid Game. It would be an historic win. It's the first non-English series nominated for the top award, and it would be the first win too. It's got some acting, writing, directing noms. The popularity was huge. It was a phenomenon.
It was a phenomenon. It was everywhere, man.
Yeah, but John, are you okay with these picks? I know you would probably have liked us to have Better Call Saul on the list, but
I still haven't watched Succession, so I don't. To me, I wouldn't put it in there because I haven't watched it. I've watched the first episode 3 times already.
Of the season 1 or season 3?
Season 1.
Yeah, season 1 is a little hard to get through.
I watch it and I'm like, oh, all right, let me watch the second one, and then I forget about it for a couple months, and I'm like, well, now I've forgotten. I got to go back. But Yeah, I don't know. In my mind, I would swap Succession for Saul, but again, I haven't seen Succession, so it's a little bit of an unfair judge. But yeah, Squid Game deserves to be up there. I think. I mean, it like you said, it was huge. It was a phenomenon, and I think it was one of the better parts of the year, to be honest. So no complaints with that.
Yeah, and the sad fact of the matter is, if Saul doesn't win some of these ones we're talking about, it still has never won an Emmy.
Yeah.
Never. Not
Which
one,
is
not in a
crazy.
tech category, not in editing, not in sound, nothing. And that is a travesty. It really is.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, one last subgroup to talk about, and that is comedy. We kind of have been building throughout the night to, we went kind of limited. Okay, it's pretty cut and dry. It's probably gonna be White Lotus. The drama, it's mostly gonna probably be Succession, maybe some surprises here and there. Comedy, I think, is much more wide open.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna start off with supporting actor in a comedy series. And let's see here. It's another big group. You have a lot of Ted Lasso love. You got some Barry love. Let's see, you got Saturday Night Live in there. Marvelous Miss Maisel, an old favorite in there. But we're gonna go with a will win of Brett Goldstein and a dark horse of Henry Winkler. And this one, is another tough one. But Goldstein, Roy Kent, he just won the Critics' Choice. He did lose the SAG award, but again, this is the same thing I've been talking about all night. He was in the big leagues. He was up there with the lead performances and lost to Jason Sudeikis. So he was the only supporting player even there. So again, that helps that he can make it up to the major leagues there, I guess, if you call that the lead versus supporting. Because supporting is important too. So
yes.
I don't want to knock supporting too much tonight.
Yeah.
But of the four, no, maybe only three this year. Only three Ted Lasso guys in this group. No Coach Beard. Instead,
yeah.
What do you think about, because I know you mentioned somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I thought maybe the Nick Mohammed from Ted Lasso, because he had such an interesting arc at the end, and even though people kind of hated it, and I hated it, I think he played it well, and I think he's going to be an interesting villain moving forward. So I thought maybe that could be an option, because I felt like with Brett Goldstein, it was kind of very similar to what we had last season. So why don't we spread the love here? But sometimes with these categories, they keep giving it to the same guy over and over again. So
exactly, I put my mindset in an Emmy voter where it's just like, oh, you're gonna give this person the award for the 6th year in a row. Like, really, what is, I don't want to say a specific name, but what is this one person on this multicam sitcom on CBS doing to get it 3 or 4 times in a row? Bazinga, I don't know. But, so that's why I'm going with Roy Kent there. And for me, Nick Mohammed, he did have an arc. I just felt like the arc was kind of just all over the place. And I remember throughout the season of all of us disliking, it's like, what is he doing? What is this storyline? And then when we got to the end, we're like, I guess he made it to this. And I'm excited to see what he does with it in season 3. I think that'll be the more exciting performance, because now that we know what's going on with that character specifically. But and then for Dark Horse, Henry Winkler, I mean, he's a legend. He's straight up legend, and he already has won in this category before. That was a big Emmys moment, and he really was put through the ringer in season 3 of Barry. So I could definitely see some love for that very dramatic performance in season 3.
For sure.
All right, supporting actress in a comedy series. Ooh, this is another real tough one, I think.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. I can't remember who said what. Kyle, where are we going?
So our will win is Familiar, Hannah Waddingham, and our dark horse is Janelle James. So Yeah, I think we're going back with the trusty Ted Lasso here in this pick. I definitely think that there's love for Abbott Elementary that is definitely, out and about. And I think she's quite a unique character from the few episodes that I've seen. So I could see Janelle James sneaking in there. And we did talk about Hacks. I saw Hacks from this past year. I also find this girl's character supremely annoying, but I think she does a good job with it. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's in the mix as well. And Emmy showed that they love Hacks. Let's just see if that love, carries over.
Yeah, I feel like it was more of a muted second season for Hacks. I feel like it came out of the gate strong season 1, but I feel like I haven't heard as much buzz about season 2.
Although I feel like I liked it a little bit more than I did the first season. Yeah, I was able to get through it a little bit easier than I think the first season.
Yeah, and looking at this last year, we pretty much had it between the two Hannahs. And I feel like that could definitely be a situation this year, whether it's, Hannah Waddingham, who has won before. She won last year. She got the Critics' Choice Award over Hannah Einbinder from Hacks. So she already is won against her in that category. But it really is going to depend on what kind of night is. And as you said, Kyle, we'll know at the beginning of the night where we kind of are feeling the love. If it's an Abbott Elementary night, it's going to be, I think, Janelle James. I think, she's won the Hollywood Critics. She was, again, one of those top 10 TCA overall comedy noms. That's with, all the leads, all the supporting players. She only lost to her co-star, Quinta Bronson. So there's a lot of Abbott love out there. We have, 2 from Abbott Elementary in this category, 3 from Ted Lasso, Saturday Night Live, and again, Maisel. So it's gonna be tough. But right now, those are our picks. Hannah Waddingham for the will win, dark horse Janelle James, but it could be flipped.
Yeah, easily.
All right, lead actor in a comedy series. And let's see here. Our will win, Bill Hader, and our dark horse, Jason Sudeikis. I think Jason Sudeikis is more like maybe the safe pick for a lot of people. I mean, he won last year. He won the SAG Award again this year. But there was no Hader as competition. And I think, if we look at real life, there's been a lot of drama, just everything going on with Olivia and maybe not helping his persona and the Ted Lasso persona. Lasso was so long ago. That was another like last summer show. Meanwhile, Barry just came out. It's more fresher in the minds of the voters. Plus, the Emmys really love Bill Hader this year. I think he has like 5 nominations from the series nomination for Barry, acting, writing, directing, and then also just guest acting on Curb this season. So he got a lot of Emmy love. I
think he just built on that character that he had. Like we could see, like Bill Hader can really act, and then it's just like he's just adding layers to it because it's like in this season, he's like this guy is psychotic. Like he's like
very dramatic performance. And as you were maybe saying, like obviously there was more shades of Ted Lasso this season with the stuff with therapy, but man, it was dialed up to 30 on Barry, the amount of like stuff Bill Hader was going through. And there was like that episode where he like said nothing, but it was just the performance and it was just so that's where we're going. But I mean, if you look at the rest of the category, there's also, I feel like, this kind of love for Only Murders in the Building.
Yeah.
And I'm just worried though, choosing one of them, because you could have a vote split. I mean, do we love Steve Martin or do we love Martin Short? And they're both in this category. It's hard when kind of you have like these 2 leads in the same category because you're gonna have to choose between one of them.
Yeah, and then I think with the others like Donald Glover, we like Atlanta, but I think it was just a mixed season for them.
And to be honest, I don't know if he's a lead actor in the 3rd season.
Yeah, because he's not in it very much at all. So yeah, it's a weird one. But and then I haven't seen the 2nd season of The Great. Yeah.
But all right, just 2 more categories tonight, and we're gonna do our last acting category, and that's lead actress in a comedy series. Who's our will win dark horse?
So our will win is going to be Quinta Brunson, and our dark horse is going to be Jean Smart.
Yes. All right. So this one again, I kind of switched towards the last minute. I feel like Abbott's buzz is building. People are excited for the fall premiere of the second season, and I've been talking about the TCA, the Television Critics Awards. They swept it. They won new program, and comedy program of the year. And again, this is one of those things where they combine categories and different shows and genres. So that program of the year category, it was up against everything. Saul, Squid Game, Succession, White Lotus. So people love this show. Critics love this show. And this is her show. Like, just straight up, she's up for writing the pilot. She won an individual achievement at the TCA award in comedy. So out of every comedy performer there is, supporting, lead, male, female, she won. So she's the winner of everything. That's our will win.
Yeah, I think for all those reasons. I mean, her star is rising. You know, she is the show, basically. Yeah. So I think this is her opportunity to get, you know, appreciated for it. I will say this Abbott Elementary is really good, and the pilot episode is really good.
It's a strong pilot start.
Yeah, it is a strong pilot. And in fact, so much it's so good that I can't, like, I had to stop watching it because it reminded me too much of my job. So for my own sanity, I had to stop watching it. But it is really it is funny.
Yeah. I had that same issue with Hacks. That's too close to my you know, what I do for the hacking I do all day. But no, our dark horse is Jean Smart. She won it last year in this category. She's always nominated, whether it was like for Fargo or Watchmen or Mayor of Easttown. She won the Golden Globe and SAG Award this year, but again, there no Quinta Brunson in those categories. So this will be kind of the first match, and I think it's going to be her. So
yeah, but this category is strong too.
Yeah, it's another strong category.
Yeah, and I mean, it didn't Issa Rae, isn't she nominated for the last season of Insecure? Yep. So you got that.
Rachel Brosnahan is a previous winner in this category.
Yeah, and I know Kaylee Cuoco, people love her in that show. So
Elle Fanning had a good year, obviously with The Great, but then also with The Girl from Plainville. So
yeah. So very strong category. But I just think the Abbott Elementary, everyone's talking about it. So
and that leads to our final category of the night. Comedy series. Nominees are Abbott Elementary, Barry, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Hacks, The Marvelous Miss Maisel, Only Murders in the Building, Ted Lasso, and What We Do in the Shadows. I want to kind of start off. I feel like I want to eliminate a few. I feel like these don't really have a shot. I'm going to say, as much as I love them, Shadows, Maisel, and Curb, I don't think are here.
Yeah.
So that kind of leaves, you know, Abbott, Barry, Hacks, Only Murders, Ted Lasso. And I think there's a strong 2, but I also wouldn't be surprised if something else slips in. What's our 2, Kyle?
So our will win. Yeah, this is a tough one. Our will win is going to be Ted Lasso. I almost said Dead Lasso. Ted Lasso. And our dark horse is Abbott Elementary.
Yeah, so this is one that we were a few hours ago. We were flipping. We could flip it tomorrow. It's tough because it's like, do the Emmys go in the old mindset that they always like to do and just reward the same things over and over again? Lasso leads in total nominations. It's just, you know, it has so many nominations. It won before, but Abbott Elementary is picking up the steam now. And like, what's the timing? When is it important to pick up that steam? And it had that TCA award sweep I talked about. It was definitely more recent on the minds of people versus Ted Lasso, which was so long ago and was kind of like a so-so received second
Mhm.
season. So yeah, and we'll know again at the beginning of the night if Abbott's sweeping some of the supporting actor categories. It's
then
like, all
we'll
right,
have a
it's
good
Abbott.
idea. Yeah.
But
I don't know. I still think Ted Lasso, because of all the nominations, a very strong candidate here. So
and Apple probably has that for your consideration money.
Yeah.
To really back it, but it would be, I guess, another historic win if Abbott Elementary win, just because even if it's a network show, that's like one of the reasons. But just you don't see those much anymore.
I know.
I think it's the only one nominated, I believe, in I guess all drama and comedy series. I believe. I don't think any other network series is up for it. But yeah, if you also like, I'd say the third place for me right now is Only Murders in the Building. I think it's a buzzed about show. The second season was airing during the voting period. I just, it got a lot of Emmy love.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it with that show. I had to bow out.
Yeah, let's see.
And it's, people love Steve Martin. They love Martin Short.
Yeah. Only Murders in the Building. I mean, it's in the top 5 for overall nominations. 17 total nominations, tied with Hacks. That might be my number 4 on the list.
I would go Hacks, then Only Murders.
Yeah. So, and then maybe then Barry, and then like I said, those three other ones at the bottom there. But it's a strong group. It's a very strong group.
Strong group.
A lot of my favorite shows in this mix.
But yeah, I don't think there's any real duds in this category. Because What We Do in the Shadows is still funny.
Definitely. All right, John, I haven't given you much of a chance to speak tonight. I've been blabbing too much. Is there a couple things that you're looking forward to and wanting to see come Emmy night? Any specific wins? Any specific moments? Anything?
I starting to sound like a broken record, but there's been no love for Saul forever. Like, come on, let's get something. Let's give Rhea her due and get the show at least a little bit of love. But
would it be crazy if she was like the one win it got just ever?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Besides that, everything seems pretty on par. I mean, I haven't seen some of these. I haven't seen Ted Lasso or Abbott Elementary or whatever. So I'm trusting you guys. I think you guys seem to have a pretty good grip on it. So
yeah, knock on wood.
If
anyone makes any bets, if you win, let us know. If you don't, just don't tell us. You can't find us. Sorry, we're gone. We're ghosts in the night. But yeah, those are our predictions for the 74th Primetime Emmy Awards. Again, if you want to, listen to some other Emmy podcasts, we did those nomination reactions in 391, and then again that clip show coverage of we took like 6 series that we really talked about in depth. Put those clips in there in episode 396. But again, there's so many series that we've talked about that are nominated for Emmys. Just search our archives. You can find those episodes. Now, last week, we did House of the Dragon. That was our big premiere. And then now next week, we're going to talk about like kind of Amazon's answer to that. And that's Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. So a big episode next week talking about this series. I'm going to have you guys lead because I am not a Lord of the Rings aficionado here. So you're going to have to kind of fill me in on what I'm missing with all these rings and all this power. But
yeah, hopefully Kyle knows.
Yeah. And then
all this rings and all this power. Yeah.
No one man should have all this power and all those rings. But the week after that, we're going to do a special Tuesday night episode. We're going to talk about the Emmys in full, hosted by Kenan Thompson. The Emmys are not our episode. We wish. Kenan's unavailable that Tuesday, unfortunately. But it's going to be our episode 400. 400th episode when we talk about the Emmys. So we may have some extra surprises to cap that milestone. Quickly, any thoughts on Kenan Thompson as the host, Kyle? Are you excited?
Yeah, it should be interesting. It's going to be little bit different, him leading something like this, because we normally get him in a reaction
Yeah, it's
or
gonna
something
be
like
him
that.
making
As a side
faces
character.
all night.
Yeah. So
I'm
maybe,
fine with that.
yeah, maybe that could be a thing. Like Keenan reacts to the whatever clip from Emmy nominated show. But
Could be
yeah,
some
I'm interested to see.
yeah.
I hate it for these guys because I feel like it's a thankless job.
Mm.
But I think he's well beloved, and I think he's smart enough, and he's been on SNL long enough to know how, these kinds of things will go. So I think it'll be good.
All right. Yeah. So, in order to find these episodes, go to YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the blog, doredundancy.com. We are live Monday nights on Twitch, usually twitch.tv/doredundancy, 8 p.m. Eastern on Twitch. And you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at doredundancy, so you know what we're talking about and when we're talking about it and how you can get involved with the show. I got to thank both you guys for joining me tonight, for Kyle doing these predictions with me, and for letting me constantly text you all these updates and changes and all this like worrying nonsense. I appreciate that. And for John, for directing this show, it's a lot of moving parts, a lot of graphics, and to getting it up on YouTube and Apple Podcasts, I couldn't do it without you guys.
Sure.
Yeah, dude.
All right. Until next time, I'm David Allen.
I'm John Berwick.
And I'm Kyle Bridger.
And that's all we got for our 12th annual Emmy prediction special. Goodbye, everybody.